Once upon a time, there were two best friends. One of them had a computer and the other one sucked.
I now hit the record button.
Just fucking narrate everything.
I am now leaning back in the gamer chair of your wife while looking at your growing Zaku collection.
Barely, but yes.
I mean, 3's more than 0.
It's true. There's a fourth one.
That fucking the Blaze Zaku Phantom is so cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fucking cool.
Alright, we gonna do this?
Alright. Are you ready, kids?
Sure, fuck it. Whatever.
That sucked. Hello, everybody. It's us. It's a Christmas. It's a Christmas when you record this, or when you see this. So, in the style of the villains, we're not going to do a horror game as we have done in the past, and instead we're going to talk about...
I don't know if the Trump series can be
So,
described
for
as a
one,
horror
it's
game.
not the Trump series, it's The Last Hope, and we just happen to play Trump versus Mafia.
Yeah.
It was The Last Hope. Don't denigrate it by calling it the
It was
Trump
The Last
series.
Hope. I don't think it can be called a horror series. I don't.
Well, fine.
Having played probably more of the Last Hope series than anyone other than the developer.
Even then, it feels like we might have played it more.
Anyway, welcome to Merry fucking Christmas.
It's Christmas. Now, as is tradition of the villains, what's...
Do we have traditions?
No, we're supposed to play, like, a horror game.
Yeah, we were supposed to do... that was, like, the original idea.
Well, so that's always what's been the original idea, is we play, like, weird... Like, we play a Halloween-ish game around Halloween, but then, like, but we've always played, like, Spookies or The Last Hope, right?
Yeah. And now we're just lazing it up.
Well, I mean, it's because we literally have videos until... fucking June 3rd when you go on, or June 3rd, that's a lot of videos.
Yeah, that's way more videos than we have. We're
January
not that proactive with the recording.
January 3rd.
The number of videos that are recorded the day they go up, astounding.
Not as much as it used to be.
No, not like once upon a time. Back during the daily upload days, we used to do that all the time. We used to just come home, knock an episode out, render it, upload it.
That was basically like the last, like, about 8-9 months before we took our 1 week break. That lasted like
1 week.
Yeah.
Officially 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week, not like 7 months. And then when we took another 1 week break, that was like 3 years.
Both of those were 1 week breaks. I don't know what you're talking about.
So everybody, how did you enjoy the year of Miguel, where I played like every game?
Did you actually this year?
Basically.
I think you did. Except for, I mean, I guess you can count Outward, but...
Well, so...
Like, you played it. You played that, too.
Yeah, well, and...
It's from your perspective.
Yeah, so... Well, so we did Pokemon, not Pokemon, and Outward. But then at the beginning of the year, we did a little bit of Jalopy and a little bit of difficult game about climbing. You played for about 2 months out of the year.
I did, yeah.
Otherwise, it was all Chillins or me.
But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. It was good to get back into it.
I like our new upload schedule. I much prefer Monday, Fridays.
Yeah, I mean, I know it could be disappointing to, like, 2 people that we only upload twice a week, but, and, like, for the YouTubers that I like to watch, you know, of course I want them to pump some shit out every fucking day.
Yeah.
If possible, but, like, it's just not possible for, you know, everybody. And given our small audience size...
well, it's actually increased quite a bit this year.
Strangely,
Yeah.
enough. The less content, more than no content, good. Less than a lot of content, apparently also good.
Well, so it's like what I was saying, like, during not, like, the end of Not Pokemon, that's been, like, overall our, like, most viewed series, except for, like, maybe Mirror.
Yeah, Mirror was weirdly popular.
And, not Galgun, Tropical
Tropical Liquor.
Mm-hmm. That series was also weirdly popular.
Which, we really just hit the pervert.
No. You don't have to take the L. I hit the pervert sect. Oh, I also played fucking Crush House.
Yeah.
Speaking of pervert sect.
Which it did okay.
Are we ever gonna bring? I actually had a lot of fun playing that game.
I'm down to bring Crush House back. The only problem we were having was the recordings on that were like super weird. If you remember, they were like massive.
Yeah, like weirdly gigantic. Like the quality was fine, but
the quality wasn't even like astounding fucking quality. I don't know why those file sizes were so huge.
It was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, like.
It was serviceable.
It was there, but not.
It was good enough for government work.
Right. So
which, ironically, the government isn't going to do right now.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing us back to the Depression.
Well, you always got to end the year by the crippling reality of the American political system being shut down by 2 billionaire children throwing a tantrum. And anyways, back to the happy, cheerful things of the villains.
Are we ever happy and cheerful?
Yeah.
I mean, we laugh a lot, but like, I don't know if cheerful is how you would fucking describe that.
I'm actually pretty cheerful.
Yeah. You've got the holiday spirit.
No. I don't have the holiday spirit.
No, nothing about the holidays.
No, the holiday spirit is an excuse for the fucking capitalist pigs of this society to monetize joy. That was very true.
And we're back to depression.
No, you're back to depression. I'm back to cynical realism.
Anyway.
What was your favorite thing we did this year?
I really enjoyed Not Pokemon.
That might be my favorite series.
Are we talking like Us the Villains, or are we talking like us?
Us the Villains, and
people
then
that
like
chill and hang out.
Us the Villains, and then just something you did this year.
Something I did this year.
Because I think we can both agree Not Pokemon was probably the best content we put out this year.
Yeah, I mean, Not Pokemon was... There was like 1 or 2 episodes. For anyone who doesn't like do videos on the internet or record or create content, stuff like that, you definitely get into like a flow of things. And every once in a while, you'll be making content because you like have to make content to like fit your fucking schedule. And that content is just like, it happens to you and you don't happen to it. You know what I mean? But Not Pokemon, there was maybe like 1 or 2 episodes where I felt like it happened to me as opposed to...
Like you were participating in
like,
it?
Yeah, me kind of like actively creating something. But a lot of our other series, like some of them, 50% of them, it's just like, yeah, it happens to me. And I'm just here... And it doesn't even necessarily make it bad content, but it feels bad to create. You know what I mean?
Well, I think part of that, too, is a lot of those series, I'm at the helm, so I can just kind of go nuts.
Well, I mean, the ones where it hits me the worst are definitely the ones where I'm, like, playing. And that's just because, like, sometimes I get too wrapped up in trying to, like, play the game. That, like, I forget I'm supposed to...
Yeah, you have to make content.
A show or something, And it's like, I'm a good gamer, but, like, people don't fucking tune into me to, like, figure out how...
Yeah, if anything
to play something.
Anything, if we've learned anything this year, is people tune into me.
Yeah, oh yeah. Fucking...
That was really cocky, actually. Take that out. Don't actually do that. The whole point of these is they're unedited.
I was gonna say, you leave that shit in there. I don't give a shit. Our most popular video on the channel is
me.
Which one?
No, our actual singular most popular video is a Dota guide.
It was, despite the fact that my other Dota guide was infinitely better. The first one I was just like, I'm just gonna make a straight up Dota guide. I'm just gonna make, like, I didn't really do jokes. I just kind of
did like 1 or 2 jokes,
and they weren't very good. But the other one I like had fun with, and it took so much longer to make.
And it got like a quarter of the views, maybe.
Yeah, like maybe a quarter of the views. I mean, the MK video got like well over 10,000.
Yeah.
In like the first month, I want to say, and then it really dropped off in popularity. But whatever, metas change. It's an old ass video now. It's not applicable. But yeah, no. So in terms of like ongoing running series, though, like, yeah, I would say people probably do tend to like tune in for you more. It's the same.
I think
shit.
it's the games that I tend to play.
It's the same shit. Like even with other channels with a similar premise. Fuck. Like
you can just say the game, Grumps.
Like yeah, like
we're
Grumps.
just.
Well, no, it was the best friends too.
Yeah, but they don't exist anymore.
But like you very much have a closer personality, or I guess presence in the show to somebody like Aaron, right? I know.
I'm not offended by that, but like I've always fashioned myself as the Dan of the two of us.
I thought that for like some time, but I actually kind of changed my mind because Dan is a little more subdued. Aaron does a lot of the pops. You know what I mean? Whereas I have Aaron's reactions to the weird things that go on.
And I have the comedy.
You have the weird things that Aaron does, right? And that's what I think people tune into.
I think it's because we're both weird, neurodivergent.
When they like want to watch, like, it's shit like trying to, like, I always go back to some of the compilations just because that really did capture a lot of our like really fucking funny moments. But you being like, no, it's not how this ends. I'm gonna come off as normal. That's a very Aaron thing to do.
That is, like, Higurashi in general was not one of our best series, but it had arguably some of our best moments. Like, it
Fucking, so like, yeah, like I think that like that's a lot of the funny stems from some shit that you do on the show, and like I can react to it in a funny way, or I will occasionally have like a really good one-off like line.
Well, so I think actually a lot of your humor occurs between episodes.
Yeah.
And then I lose my shit. And then
I drive you deeper into the depths of insanity.
Well, so it's
and
like
then the people get to reap that, they take the wheat of your craziness.
Well, it's like the whole, like, he's taking a step. Like that specific session, right? Every funny thing happened between episodes. And it just bled into the next episode.
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly a lot of what we do. It's also why we like started recording ourselves like pre-recording.
Well, so you originally, I think, started doing that
yeah.
back during Tokyo Dark and what was that game? Horai High.
Yep.
Because I have a tendency to just like goblin to myself, especially back then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I needed people to know. I mean, like, I'm not crazy. Like, this shit happens when nobody else is watching. Fucking.
So I specifically remember it was there was one in Tokyo Dark, right, where you started the preamble, the pre-show, mm-hmm. Right. And I'm just kind of sitting there being like, it was like, and then I made a joke to you of like, is this what it's like to be like blue-balled for a dick joke? What the fuck? And then I look at you, I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, you started recording, didn't you? And you were like, yeah.
Fucking captured that shit. But yeah, we've done a lot of series over the years, but like the stuff that we've been doing this year and with you playing, I've actually found it's easier to engage in the content if I'm not playing it. Some games I'm totally cool with like running with, but I think our best content really is shit that gives us time to fucking talk.
To do a bit.
Yeah, to do a fucking bit. It's
like Outward Disneyland.
You know, it's shit, especially like not Pokemon, and why I think that it was such like a great just medium for the show to like carry itself, right? Was you can pause on a bit of text and you can riff on it and not, you know what I mean? There's something to be said for like there's a 3D rendered video that's like playing through in a cutscene and some guy is talking to you and coming up with a funny quip to respond with as if you were the character. But without the space to pause, we can't run the bit. Yeah. We can make a joke, but we can't run the bit. And in running the bit, I think, is where we tend to find our most success.
Well, because I think like we iterate really well because we're both trained improvists.
Yes. Yeah. And it allows us to just, you know, I hate the yes and shit, but it allows us to yes and each other a lot and like take a joke to a more natural conclusion.
Well, I actually think we don't do a lot of yes and. I think we do a lot of no but.
Do we? I mean,
I feel like we do.
I don't know. I think that a lot of our jokes, like, either I or you will say something and we'll latch on to the funny part of it. And
okay, I think it's more accurate to say I do a lot of no but.
Yeah, that I think that is.
I think you do a lot of yes and because like you'll start a bit and then sometimes I'm just like that's dumb, you're stupid, and then I'll say something else and you're like okay, I'm gonna latch onto that.
Well, and the spaces in which I use no comedically are when I'm very much playing the straight man in a scene. You know, like when you say something like...
one-way sponge.
Eating teeth allows you to poop out a giant tooth.
No, it doesn't allow you. It forces you to.
And I chime in with, you know, no... it's to A, play off the reaction that a normal person would have
and
to that.
Play off the reaction you yourself are having.
B, to force you to elaborate because you've found a nugget of something hilarious, and if you can run with that ball, right? Like, run with that fucking ball. Take it to kind of the next like level. And frankly, I don't have the creative juices to improve upon... Send me your teeth so I can eat them and poop out a giant tooth.
Yeah, for $24.
So wild of a... You know, like I can't... That's beyond my imaginative abilities. So when you come up with some shit like that and I say, no, it's actively to encourage you to fucking explain yourself. Because somewhere in your mind... There's a series of bridges constructed of just the most magical logic I've ever seen that brought you to that joke that shouldn't exist.
Well, it's I'm trying to remember what series it's in. I think it
Mega Man, the tooth bit.
No. There was might have been Tropical Liquor. It was Tropical Liquor or Higurashi. No, it was Higurashi, where you're just like, no, explain yourself. And I'm like, I have none.
Oh, like, I demand an explanation.
I have none. I do things I think are normal, and then it turns out they're weird.
Yeah.
That was just before that. No, that's not how this is. So, now that we've iterated on our favorite thing we as developers, what was your favorite thing you did this year?
Oh, man.
We did a lot of escape rooms this year.
We did. Did we?
Yeah, we did a good amount.
I think I only did one.
Sorry, I did a lot of escape rooms.
Man, fuck you.
I was with your wife, though, for all of them.
Yeah, I know. I enjoy that kind of thing. What did I do this year?
Well, no, the one time she and I and two other friends went, you couldn't go because you had work. You couldn't get out of work.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know. This year I worked a lot. I'm finishing up my PhD. So I've been buckling down a lot. I didn't do like a tremendous amount of fun shit this year outside of like we would have our parties.
Yeah.
You know what? I would say the PowerPoint party.
That one was good.
That was a really good highlight for me. I really enjoyed that.
I really like how I came up with, so we did this thing where everyone brought a PowerPoint, like, and it was supposed to be comedic. I played mine completely straight because mine was explaining brain rot terms, and I did it like because I knew that's like a goofy topic that I wanted to do completely seriously. But so at the end, so me and his fiance, we came up with like we want to give out prizes, but I was like, I don't want people to like maybe take it too personally. So instead of best, we did favorite, like presenter and favorite presentation. And I think I like that a lot more than doing like who was the funniest. It's just like which one did you like the most.
Yeah, that was it. And like that, I don't know, that party was a really fun party.
Yeah.
We went to King's Dominion.
Oh yeah, that was this year, wasn't it? Yeah, that was just around Halloween. That was a couple months ago.
Yeah, that wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty recently. But we've done a number of activities this year. Probably the PowerPoint party, both in the PowerPoint that I made for the party and my presentation that I ended up doing, because you didn't present your own.
Yeah, someone else presented it.
It was like we had a wheel and it just spun and it chose somebody to present it and then whose presentation that they were going to be doing. But yeah, no, I liked the presentation. I found a way to tie in the Knights Templar.
And the gay agenda.
It was Friday the 13th, the Knights Templar, the J.J. Abrams sequel Star Wars movies, I guess also the prequels with Order 66, and the gay agenda. And that was my presentation, and it was great.
See, I've always thought you were the comedy equivalent of Batman. No, because with prep time, you're basically unbeatable in a comedy sense. Like, I would say, comedy-wise, I'm closer to, like, a Spider-Man, right? Of, like, well, no, it's not winging it, it's more instinctive and improvised, like, is when I'm at my best. And when you're at your best, it's because you meticulously crafted this bit to present, or for someone to present for you.
Which is a shame, because we never film any of our sketch ideas.
Oh, you don't? I had a TikTok.
That's true. We did know you, which some of my sketch ideas ended up in that.
Well, so
that's really old now.
Yeah. But... And I still think, so there were 3 episodes that were recorded within very, very quick succession. 2 of them were literally back to back, and that was Candles and The Night Avenger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Candles I thought was really dumb until like a year later when I rewatched it. I'm like, this is the funniest fucking thing I have ever seen. Because at the time, it was still very much the era of like slapstick comedy on YouTube. And that episode is so dry.
Yeah, it is. No, it really was.
And it doesn't come across as funny until you like start looking at everything occurring during silences.
Yeah.
Like the scene where we're explaining what's occurring in the bathroom, right? Is like and if you've never seen the Know You videos, and I can guarantee you haven't, go look for the Shining Finger Films channel. There's a Know You
channel.
There's a Know You Season 0 playlist. And the whole point of this episode called Candles is that Tommy walks into my Tommy's in a dark hallway, but it's in my house and in my bathroom. But he's walking to go to the bathroom. He's like holding a candle, and you open the he opens the door, and in the door, just there's demonic chanting, and it's Tokyo. Well, their names are in it, so I'm just going to use them. It's Tokyo, Danny, and Andrew. Just sitting in there, like, looking at each other. Their candles are pointed together. And then, like, it cuts to Andrew, and he's just like, we were doing normal things. And then it cuts back to you three in there, and Danny starts saying, like, oh, holy night. And then Andrew chimes in, and, like, it all just kind of falls apart a little bit, and you're like, he's like, guys, I think the lyrics are, the stars are brightly shining. And then you just, like, look around and he goes, really? I thought it was a Satan praise to thee. And then you and Danny look at each other, and it's the funniest fucking thing I have ever seen. Just this look of, like, is he serious?
Like, fucking... So, the thing about that and the way that all of that went was we didn't, like, write a script, right? Those things were... We had loose storylines.
Yeah,
that everybody kind of knew what the story was supposed to be.
We had story beats. We had an idea and story beats we wanted to hit, but because I directed every episode, I pretty much gave everybody the freedom to just improvise their lines, and we did multiple takes and everything.
Yeah, and in addition to doing multiple takes, we would, like, again, because we all separately and individually knew what the story was supposed to be, but didn't have any way of knowing what one of the other actors was going to do to try and convey the information that, like, all of us were supposed to convey. It ended up being generally very chaotic, but it was really fun because we didn't know, like, who was leading the scene, right?
Yeah.
Especially in a scene like that where somebody walks in on us doing something and then we're supposed to come up with an explanation for it, but instead of explaining it to the camera, we're explaining it to each other as it happens live. Well, it was such like a real slice of...
Like an actual friend group.
It's what it would have actually looked like were it not a sketch.
Yeah. Well, and my favorite part of that sketch specifically is that we played it so that you guys... What you guys were doing was actually what was happening.
Yeah.
Because then it cuts back to Tommy eventually. He's just like, well, then what's with all that demon chanting? And then it cuts to me, and I'm like, there's a portal to hell in my bathroom. And it cuts to me taking a shower with all the demonic moaning and everything, and I'm just crying.
It was... Like, there was a lot of, frankly, like, almost genius to some of those episodes that was not intended. We didn't like reach into a deep well of intelligence and like comedic talent to make it occur. It was actually our bumbling in doing it.
It occurred very organically.
Like it was that, like, that was the genius, was that, like, we didn't know what we were doing.
Well, and I think that's actually why, because when, like, eventually I made a new channel after that because Tokyo moved to Vegas and everyone was, like, going to school and all these things and everyone moved away. So, and I wanted to start doing sketch comedy again, so I brought back Know You on a new channel, and it was just so not funny compared to the original episodes. And, like, for the longest time, I was like, what's wrong? Like, I'm funny. Why aren't these episodes funny? And then, like, I rewatched the old episode, it's because, like, I didn't have full control over everything in the other episodes.
Yeah.
So, like, there was a lot of very organic, like, storytelling happening.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see a lot of that in our channel too. The like improvised moments. Say what you will about like improv comedy and, you know, its merits, but the improvised moments on the channel, the moments where like you're like, I need you to stall them, and we had there's the guy, you know.
There's a guy.
What I think was funny about that was not that it was a good joke. or that it was a good bit. It was that it was a shitty bit, and somebody was put on the spot. You know what I mean? Like, that was the joke, was the being put on the spot more than what I actually said. And we ran with it. And shit like that, it happens in our channel, and I like that a lot. And I think those are the moments where, like, the channel kind of shines.
Yeah, it's when it becomes less of, like, a performance and more of just, like, a couple of dudes just riffing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Nailed it.
You're the actual trained comedian between the two of us. That's all you got?
I mean, that was kind of what I had said. I don't want to... Like, you took my thing and you put a nice bow on it, and I didn't want to, like, take it back and hand it to them. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, here, I wrapped the gift, and then you're like, all right, let me just add some flourish to it. And then you hand it to me, and I'm like, I can't do anything else. Why didn't you just give it to him? Why didn't you just hand it to him?
It's like that fucking, like, comic that's just like, hey, I made this. You made this? I made this. I made this. That's what that was.
Fucking... Yeah. Other things about this year, though. I don't know. What are you looking forward to next year?
Well, so what I'm personally looking forward to is I got approved for a townhouse that I'm moving into in about 3 weeks.
Hell yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. But I'm also looking to literally having more space for my models, for my Gundam models. Because there's one of them I have not built because I need more storage space. Because it's going to take up a whole shelf by itself. And I want to display it in all its glory.
Mood. Sorry to shift topic all of a sudden because, like, yeah, what's exciting for next year is, like, you know, fun topic, I guess, whatever. But, like, how did Christmas shopping go for you this year?
Oh, so easy. So easy.
Because it was a fucking nightmare for me.
Well, I literally just got everybody model kits.
Fucking, like...
And the people that I did shop for, it was you, how am I gonna... I'm just gonna use their cyberpunk names. It was you, Switchstorm, and Coyote.
Yeah.
That I got model kits. Obviously, I bought myself several. And kept being like, this is a Christmas present. This is a birthday present. I even got your wife a model kit.
So,
which this isn't going up until Christmas, so it's not like she can figure that out anyway.
But, like, for those of you that don't know, Miguel has gotten, like, really into Gunpla over the last year. And by the last year, I mean, like, the last 3 months.
Like last 4.
Maybe 4. But it was, like, very suddenly he became very, very attached to the practice of building Gundams.
It's really fun.
Which, you know, is awesome. And, like, such a good hobby, and I'm super happy for him. It made shopping for him super difficult for me personally because, like, I want to support his interests and his hobbies, right? Like,
yeah, you've always said I needed a hobby.
I've said that for years.
Well, I didn't have the patience until this year to do it.
And that's fine. Like, you know, everybody's got a journey, but
I think it's more accurate to say I was too mentally ill until, like, this summer to do it.
But, like, you know, I wanted to support it, but, like, the dude chunks through Gundam sets like they're fucking candy. Like, how many Gunpla have you built in the last 30 days?
The last 30 days? Maybe like 5 or 6.
5 or 6?
Maybe. I haven't, because I like to do customs. I like to spray paint my stuff, like, when I get an idea. Like, overall, in, like, the last, like, 6 months or so, I've done, like, 30-something. And I definitely just bought 2 more today.
He like we were talking before this earlier. He was like, "Yeah, I hit up the hobby shop," and I was like, "Do they have anything good?" And he was like, "Eh." And then like we get on this recording, and he was like, "Yeah, I bought 2." Like,
well,
anyway, so like trying to like find him kits and like buy him kits for Christmas was just not feasible in my brain, because I was like, the odds are anything that they have, if I buy it for him, like he's gonna buy it for himself. I have like a 2-day window. Like if I went Christmas shopping for you today, I might be able to buy you a kit before you get it. You know what I mean?
Well, so, and then I told him, I was just like, you could just ask me what's in my backlog, or you could just get it because I like to make customs anyway.
I could have, but I wanted to do the whole thing where the like gift is not known until it is given. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was pretty obvious that I was buying everybody model kits this year.
Yeah.
Well, it's because the people I was going to buy them for wanted them.
But yeah, no, I think I have purchased more Christmas gifts this year than I ever have in my entire life.
Me too.
I think ever in my entire life. I mean, I'm buying for, my family. I'm buying for a number of my friends. I'm buying for my fiance's family.
I only bought for like maybe 6 people. No, literally 6 people.
Like, I would say I'm giving a good like 40 to 50 Christmas gifts this year.
Oh, I gave 6.
Which is...
Well, no, technically you got like 4.
Technically, yeah. But that's a lot for me, man.
Yeah.
That's many. And so, yeah, Christmas shopping was a bit of a fucking nightmare this year.
It was super easy for me.
Fucking... Anyway, back to next year. What do you want, for the villains next
Outward.
year? Outward?
It seems like people like Outward.
I haven't been keeping up with it.
Like, not necessarily in the views, but the people, there have been a couple comments of people being like, oh, this game's super fun. It's really tough.
I really should interact with our audience more.
I mean, it's always kind of been me. That's always kind of how it was set up.
Which is funny because, like, originally a lot of it was just because you had a computer. So the opening intro sequence, the whole like...
no, I didn't have a computer. I just used yours.
One of us had a computer and the other one sucked. Spawned from our, like, early friendship. I'm not going to lie. So, like, Left 4 Dead was, like, new and fresh and hot off the streets. We knew each other before it came out.
But, like, we weren't friends.
We were friends, but we weren't, like...
We were in the same friend group. There's a difference.
We existed in the same friend group. And I don't remember why you invited me over. Why I went.
No, it's because we were talking about Left 4 Dead, and Danny had Left 4 Dead, and I borrowed it from them.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about it, I was like, oh, I have it. Do you want to come play it? Because you were like, I really want to play it. And then you were basically at my house every day for the next 14 days.
And, like, we severely bonded over that. But, like, I didn't have the equipment to play the game. You know what I mean? And then... even after that, there were a bunch of, like, PC games that I wanted to play, and your PC was better than mine at that time.
And that's not to say it was good.
No, but it was better than mine.
It was a shiny turd compared to an unpolished turd.
One of us had a computer, and the other one sucked. And that was the, kind of the basis, because that was,
Because then it flipped when we started the channel, when we started a new channel.
When we started the new channel... I had the computer,
and I sucked,
but I never had free time because, like, I had college and I had work and I had a bunch of other stuff.
I was unemployed, and I had just moved to Vegas.
Once we actually did the Vegas the biggest portion of our content creation career, I was working all the time.
And I was not.
And you were not. So you did a lot of the editing, you did a lot of the channel management. But in the early days, a lot of the editing and channel management was done at your place just because you had the stuff.
Yeah. So everything that occurred during Shining Finger Films happened in my room.
Yeah.
And basically until we moved to Tempe, I did all the channel management and editing as well. And then when we moved to Tempe and you started getting more ideas for edits you wanted to do, is when you started doing a bit more editing on the channel.
And there's some things that, like, I don't really remember how some things played out. I remember, like, thinking, like, I want to try a solo series. Like, I want to do, and we did the Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to try a solo series, but I don't know how to, like, talk to Miguel about that creatively because I don't want him to feel like I'm like, no, I don't want you involved in this series. Like, I just want to challenge myself with this solo shit when I have to go to his house and play it on his computer.
Well, so
in his fucking room.
Well, so what happened a lot as well is because, like, Let's Plays were starting to get more popular at the time.
Yeah.
So I was basically getting my own live Let's Play. So I didn't mind it.
Okay. Because, like, I remember in my mind, like, being like, how am I going to ask him about this? Because, again, I really didn't... It was not like I don't want Miguel involved in this. It was just like, I want to challenge myself with a solo run and see what I can do with monologuing and stuff. But then to, like, put you in the Let's Play cuck chair.
No, I think it's more accurate to say that you were a Let's Play stripper. And I was visiting your Let's Play strip club.
That was some fun. I've thought about doing some other solo series since and putting them on the Villains channel.
You know what? I think the only time I've ever been in the Let's Play cuck chair was when we did
Crab fight?
No, we did Kirby's Dream Land with Jack.
What?
Because I didn't play at all.
Did we do that?
Yeah, because
Is that on the channel?
Yeah, because Sonic Adventure kept breaking.
Oh my god, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, we'll watch it after this. But that's the only time. And I still did all the editing, so I really was in the Let's Play cuck chair.
The funny thing is, like, I remember Sonic, but I don't remember Kirby.
It's because we only did, like, 2 episodes.
Okay, alright. That makes sense. Is it the 2-player one?
Yeah.
Yeah, like we did do that.
Yeah, you put me in the Let's Play cuck chair on my own fucking channel.
Whatever.
You called down your bull Jack and made me watch.
Fucking, we've had a couple good collaborations. I would like to do another collaboration this year with somebody. And by collaborations, I mean, like, our friends. But, like...
Well, I know...
Playing with Tommy, like, The Long Dark, and...
He was also in,
the other game...
Deadly Premonition.
No,
but he was also in Antichamber.
Antichamber. That was the one that... Like, doing those with Tommy, and then doing Sonic Adventure...
And Kirby's Dream Land.
And Kirby's Dream Land with Jack. Super fun. Love doing those. Would like to do another one of those with somebody. I don't know.
Well, so here's the thing why I always hesitate on bringing other people on the channel. I can't vet that they're funny a lot of the times. And if we record something and they're not funny...
And it doesn't go up on the channel...
It's a very clear indication
you fucked up.
You fucked up. And I don't want somebody to be looking forward to the videos that they're in just to never see them go up.
Yeah, you know what, that's fair.
Which is part of the reason why because we've gamed with Tommy before.
Sure, yeah.
And we knew Tommy. He was a very close friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was always going to put up basically whatever he put up. Jack was kind of dipping his toes into it, but he was also playing a game he was very familiar with. And again, Jack is also another very good friend who was basically supposed to be our channel manager, right?
Kind of, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which that never went everywhere, you fucker. I'm kidding.
No, I love Jack. Jack.
Me too. I need to text him. I forgot he deleted all his fucking social medias.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we no longer have our Snapchat streak, so now I have to actually text him like a real person adult.
Rip us.
We also used to do these like weekly Sunday calls, and I miss those. We like stopped doing them because we both got busy for like a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I need to start doing that again.
Fucking do it. Like, Jack, super good dude. Of all the good dudes I know in the world, definitely one of the goodest.
He's
dudes.
one of the dudes of all time.
he's one of the dudes of all time, man. He's yeah. I mean, like, I honestly don't have a single bad thing to say about him.
Well, my single bad thing to say about him is he doesn't live anywhere even remotely close to us.
Like, I can
and hasn't for years.
I can make a list about you a mile long.
You are such a.
You know what I mean? Like, I can. You,
cut that out.
Damn
cut that out. Like, sorry, that was just the first thing that came to mind.
And like, obviously, I could make a list about me a mile fucking long.
Yeah, so could I.
But yeah, and a lot of my other friends, if I'm being real fucking honest.
I'm sorry, that was so aggressive of me. That was so aggressive. It was just my it was one of those things, you know how occasionally like you hear something, you're like, I am personally offended by this before hearing the rest of it. That's what happened to me just now. Okay, I gotta remember around 45 minutes.
Shit.
Well, no, that's fine because I actively proof these because so the nice thing about our new recording schedule, right, is that I have so much time to proof and edit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So much. It's amazing.
Yeah. Fucking. Anyway. Point being, Jack's a good guy. He's one of the dudes.
He's a real good guy.
You know, like, I legitimately cannot complain about that man. He is.
Again, my only complaint is that he hasn't lived anywhere near us since like 2017.
No, he's just been like a good friend and like a real person.
Yeah.
Like the whole time I've known him. So like, good on him. You know, unlike some people with their lizard person tendencies.
That's you! You're the lizard person, you fuck!
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not hearing this.
I am human!
That's still one of my favorite... Because it was one of those moments where I feel like we both forgot we were recording. For like 20 seconds. It's on one of the Chillins. It was when we came back. The first time from our original 1 week break. Was like, I was sitting on Tokyo's bed. Because we were no longer like recording in our living room because we moved somewhere and the computer was now in Tokyo's room. So I was in Tokyo's room. And Tokyo's old bed sucked.
Yeah, it was not a good bed.
It was
a
full
bad
metal
bed.
springs. It was bulky. It was uncomfortable. And it was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And it was so hard. So it was the first time Tokyo and I have ever lived together in which I didn't get the sauna room. That was just hot at all times.
Yeah, it was. That was
Tokyo
right.
did because he was next to the internet hookups.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking, like, you go into there, it's sweltering hot. Like, it was awful. It was the worst. So I'm, like, sitting in his room, and I'm just like, dude, it is so hot in here. You're like, this is the normal human temperature for normal humans, or else they die. And then I was like, dude, your bed is so hard, it sucks. And you were like, no, it is the correct human firmness for, like, real humans, or else they die. And I just go, are you a lizard? And you go, no!
Because that was always one of my favorite bits, because you're definitely the more eccentric of the two of us.
You can say fucking weirdo.
Of like oddities, right? No, I'll remain polite.
I called you the F slur. You can call me whatever. Oh my god, I have to edit another slur out of the series.
But yeah, no, it was like you definitely you do the most inhuman weird shit sometimes. And it was much worse when we were younger. And it could be, you could chalk it up to just like vocal tics maybe or some shit like that. But like I remember you used to scream all the time when things got quiet. You would just scream.
I don't... No, that was never.
Yeah, no, it legitimately was. Like, we would be hanging out, and you would just, like, all of a sudden... It wasn't, like, a long scream or anything. You would just, like, yell out. You'd just be like, ah! Like,
I have zero recollection of that. That might be the concussions talking. But
you legitimately used to do that all the time, and I would question you on it. I would always question you. I'd be like, why are you doing this? And you would just be like, I don't know. And so later when we would be like recording on the channel and like you were like taking off your shirt and shit, and I was like, what are you doing?
That is a normal human reaction for normal humans, or else they die.
But the thing is, you would play it off as if like you didn't know that it was weird, right?
Oh, I just do things.
But like it's a very like it's an almost alien trait, right? It's an almost like hello fellow humans, like alien kind of trait.
Or there's this like Tumblr post from like years ago that was just like, someone was like, I think my roommates are aliens that have never eaten human food, because like I'll buy a jar of mayonnaise and then a couple days later I'll see that there's another new jar of mayonnaise, you know, or like they'll ask me why I'm heating up my pizza and then I'll see them heating up their pizza. So it's like that almost.
So to finally be the one that was weird, I capitalized on it in that episode because I like a warm room.
That's crazy.
I know, and people.
Well, okay, so hold on. Hold on. Before we move on from that, I can't even say that's weird because I do actually prefer it to be a little warmer now, because over the last year, even though my weight has come back up, I've lost a lot of body fat, so I get really cold now. And
I remember back in the Shining Finger film days, man, your room...
The man cave. We just called it the man cave.
You kept that so cold. So unbelievably cold in that room at all times. I mean, I'm talking like Arctic tundra levels of cold.
Well, it's because it would get weirdly cold in the fall and the winters, and I like to keep my windows open. And it's because I was really fat back then.
And I used to sleep so well in that room.
Because of the corner. Because, like, you would be bundled up in, like, sleeping bags and, like, 4 blankets.
And, well, what I think it actually was is that I might, in fact, be a cold-blooded
lizard person?
That simply gets tired when it is cold.
So you are a lizard. Are you going to lick your eyeball to prove it? I'd pay to see that. I'd watch that.
I think my body is like going into survival mode, trying to preserve calories.
Going into hibernation.
By moving as little as possible and just sleeping.
Are you anemic?
No, I'm actually not.
Oh.
But I do still prefer a warm environment.
I say that, but I actually think I'm developing anemia.
But I also, I also don't sleep well, so...
Unless you were in the corner. When you needed to go into your sleep status.
Perhaps
stasis.
I
fucked up my own joke.
I built up, like, a fucking backlog of sleep. You know, like, I slept enough, I've got, like, a sleep budget, and I just, like, my cup runneth over in my...
It's funny you say that, because sleep debt is a very real thing.
It's not sleep debt. I have sleep wealth.
You have sleep surplus.
So like now
you are flush with sleep.
I'm just like not going to the sleep store to buy more sleep. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That was the same energy as going to like. Do you remember that bit in Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, the Superstore waifus?
No.
Okay, so obviously you remember Crazy Tony's Human-Sized Cage Emporium?
Yeah, of course.
That's
I
the
remember
same
Crazy.
vein as I didn't go down to the sleep store.
I'm just saying, they got a lot of human-sized cages, okay? Like, they gotta be getting them from somewhere. Do they just have one guy that makes them?
Yeah, it's Crazy Tony's Human-Sized Cage Emporium.
I feel like with the amount they have, it would have been easier to buy in bulk. They would have gotten a better deal.
I agree. It's why it's also a warehouse down in Cupertino, Novato, San Mateo, and Walnut Creek. Open Tuesdays from 8 to 4, and I forget what the rest of that Shane Co. commercial was. My God, I am so autistic.
Yeah, oh yeah. Big.
I forgot you got that tattoo, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
That's a tattoo.
That is a tattoo.
I've had this tattoo for more than 2 years now.
Just,
Year and a half?
well, yeah, like a year and a half, because you got those just before I got this done.
That's right.
Yeah. 'cause
Anyway,
you got those just after I moved out.
Merry fucking
Merry
Christmas.
whatever. Here's your hour-long video.
This is it.
Despite the fact that it's not an hour long, but Merry Christmas. We hope you enjoyed your year with me and Tokyo as well. I guess he was there. You can find us on youtube.com/@actuallyvillains.
That's where they're watching it.
And you can find me on various social medias as Shark Dad, Sierra Hotel Alpha, Romeo Kilo, Delta Alpha Delta.
And if, for whatever reason you're trying to reach me,
Don't.
I can be found at the dark tower in the distance that seems to move further away.
The closer you get to it.
The closer you get to it.
But when you stop, it seems like it gets closer, and you can almost make out a figure in the window with their back turned to you, with seemingly the moonlight shooting behind them to cast an imposing figure. But as you take another step, it once again drifts further into the horizon. That's Tokyo. Say hello.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't my first career choice, but do
That's
what you love. You'll never work a day in your life.
And if you really love what you're doing, get a PhD in standing in moonlit mirrors. Good night, everybody.